the cloud. Okay. So do you guys want to work on the presentation now? Maybe Peter, are you at a computer right now? Do you want to show some of the results? Or yeah, because the ASP, when is it again? ASP.
By Thursday.
Oh, so it's on Thursday, yeah. So Kate did, by the way, email them to get some waivers. So they seem to be positively reacted to that. So hopefully we'll get you guys some codes before the conference starts. So that's
yeah, I think I got the mail already, and
oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So people who signed up should have gotten a email from them. Okay, so you got the email. I think Nemeka should get the email, and Chris. Yeah, okay. So if you guys, people who are presenting, if you guys didn't get the email, just reach out and we can try to figure it out. Okay, so what do you guys want to go over now? Do you want to look at the presentation? Peter, do you want to share some of those HR diagrams that you made? Because those could be cool to talk about and kind of show the way forward for the Globular Clusters project.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just a moment, let me start the notebook.
Okay, yeah, take your time. We should all congratulate Nemeka on his matrimony. So that's awesome. Huge congratulations to you and your wife. You guys
Congratulations.
look so beautiful. Oh my God.
Thanks, guys. Good evening, all.
Good evening. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. You guys looked so spiffy. Okay. So maybe while we wait, I can pull up the presentation as well. We should also assign people to, sorry, my brain is a little like not functioning today. I'm pretty tired. Maybe we can assign people to different slides. So that they can work on over the weekend and then, or Monday as well. And then maybe on Tuesday, we'll have like the final run through of the slides. So I would prefer that people work together. But if not, then we can also kind of assign like the main person of the slides. So let's share the screen. Okay. So, and Peter, let me know when you're ready to share your HR diagram.
Okay.
Yeah, we start with the SEO. So the same as we did last year. So we have like a similar starting point. We're gonna have to update all of these pictures to include the new people. And we're gonna have to update this picture because Glass office moved. So they have a new office. And yeah, and so we start off with the different learning skills. So what is the overarching goal of the collaboration? The reason we want to include this is because ASP is technically like a conference for education. So, so we want to, like, it's called Sharing Best Practices for Astronomy Teaching and Public Engagement. So we want to make sure that we address kind of the thesis of the conference before jumping into some of the scientific results. So we want to write about what skills we like, what is the overarching goal of this collaboration? Why did we form SEAS, and why do we have this collaboration between GLASS and the Warroad? Then we can move into like introducing globular clusters. So what are they and why are they interesting, right? That's the whole science of our of this presentation. So they're interesting for a number of reasons, and this will be up to you guys to fill in. Picture of the data reduction. So how are we reducing our data so that we can properly extract the relevant parameters of, so the fluxes mainly, right, from the different images in a robust way. And what are our, so remember that this is only a 10-minute presentation, so we can't have too many slides. So for the results, Peter, I guess will put the HR diagram that you generated, and also the mosaics, I think would be nice to include as well. The mosaics of the cluster and the 3 different SDSS bands. So it's just 3 slides on this, and then 1 slide on, we talked about last time how if we're doing 1 presentation, that we would include both projects that people are working on. So I don't know, now that both Nemeka and Peter are here, maybe you guys can, because there was kind of a debate last time, so maybe you guys can speak more to whether or not you want to include this in this presentation or you want to leave it out. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think Nemeka is more grounded on the last year's presentation than me, so
Yeah.
let's hear his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, sorry, Amanda, you're saying you're asking if we're going to include
Yes.
the MPO details, the light curves that were generated. Is going to make a part of it.
Yeah, my question is, do you want to include your results from last year in this presentation or not?
Yeah, why not? It's part of the offshoot, so it should be included.
Okay. So Nemeka, I'm gonna assign the slide to you. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's okay. It's cool. No problem.
Okay.
I can even input it since the Google document. I can put it in there.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the slide deck is shared on Slack in the All Sky Survey channel, so you can access it from there.
But
so
sorry,
go ahead.
Will 2 of them have 10 minutes? Like the 2, everything, both asteroid and globular clusters, everything in 10 minutes?
Yeah, so these first 4 slides should take 1 minute. And then I'm going to say that the globular cluster slides should take 5 minutes, the majority of the presentation, because that's what we're like showcasing here. So that's 6. The asteroids should take 2 minutes. So that's 8. And then the rest should take the other 2 minutes. I think that's how we should split up the presentation. So you're gonna have to practice before you present. And if we see that when you practice, it's taking too long, then we can figure out a way to cut it. But it's necessary to practice before actually, like, before the real thing.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. And then just future work. So this can be like a 30-second slide on what you aim to do next, and maybe 1 sentence on how to engage more students. So one of the things, one of the reasons also, like apart from the cool science that including asteroids is interesting, is because of this encouraging both continuity and many entry points for students. So I don't know, to the asteroid group, did new people join your group? Apart from the original 4 of you?
Sorry, come again. Go on.
So for the asteroid group, did people from the newer cohort join your group? Like, do you have some of the new students?
Yeah, I think Chioma is part of us.
Okay.
And Eugene, I can't recall if Eugene, he's there. I don't know if he was part of the last time.
Mhm.
Eugene, you're part of the asteroid group, right?
Is
So
Jane
I'm
here?
sure about Chioma. I'm sure about Chioma, but I'm not certain about Eugene if he followed up.
Eugene wrote no.
Is Chioma then?
Just Chema. Okay. Are other people interested in joining the asteroid group, or well, okay, you guys can decide amongst yourselves about that, whether or not you're interested in that project. But yeah, this like encouraging both continuity and entry points for students is nice, because when you work on a new asteroid, it gives the opportunity for new students to kind of enter and learn a little bit about the asteroids as well. So this is related to the theme of like spreading astronomy. So kind of having a sentence about that is nice, I think. And then, yeah, future work for like the globular cluster science, and then also a sentence about how we plan to continue sort of involving students and spreading the science and making science accessible for people. And that's it. So that's the end. So maybe we should assign, I think Adam was going to take care of this slide because he has all the pictures, I think, of different people. This slide is done. We've actually used this slide 3 times. We've used it in our first ASP presentation, which was in like 2018. Then we used it in the one last year, and now we're going to use it this year. It's always a good idea to introduce the telescope anyway. Yeah, and then this is, I think, is a fun slide too, because it, yeah, the buildings kind of look the same too, which is interesting. And yeah, and so these are basically done. So Kate will probably go over this slide, but if anybody here wants to work on it, let me know. This is more from like the outreach side of things.
Okay.
Anybody want to volunteer or no? Or is this not interesting? Maybe we can drag Kate into this. So Peter, you're gonna do this slide. Okay.
Okay. It's fine.
And then maybe this slide, since you're the main presenter. Does anyone
Okay.
want to do the data reduction slide? Okay. Wow, don't all say yes at once. How about, are you guys able to work together on this? Is that possible?
That's right.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying. Okay, well, you guys will have to do this, because if not, you're gonna have to do it for the actual talk. So I'm gonna then, since people aren't speaking up now, I'm gonna leave it up to you to organize amongst yourselves and figure out how you're gonna fill out this presentation. Okay, that's gonna be on you. It's your presentation, so want to make
I-
sure. Oh, go ahead.
I suggest a ballot.
A ballot. Okay, well, you want to organize a ballot? So random number generator. Okay, well,
Yeah,
think about it.
if nobody's said anything, then that'll be the best approach.
Yeah. Well, we're only missing real, so Nameka, you're gonna do this slide. So there's only one or two slides that somebody else would have to do if they wanted to. So it's up to you. It's not that much work. And yeah. We're also going to have to fit last year. It was only Idris who presented, right? Or was it Nameka, you presented with Idris, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this year, so Peter has done most of the globular cluster work, so that's why he's the main presenter, but I don't know how the co-presenting should look like. So yeah. Decide amongst yourselves how you want to do that. Someone with knowledge of asteroids, so Nameka, maybe if you wanted to present, not this part, that would be good. And then maybe whoever fills out the slide can be the third presenter of just that slide. So decide. I want to balance like how much work everybody has done with how they're making of the presentation. So yeah. Sorry. Come again.
Chris.
Sir?
Yes, you're saying something like Amanda was trying to like to hear what you're saying.
Oh. Okay, maybe I was saying this is the literature review part.
Oh, if you want to do the literature part.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I still didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
No problem. This particular slide, the what are globular clusters and why are they interesting?
Yeah, or the data reduction slide is the one we need.
Okay, this is the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Data reduction slide.
Yeah.
Okay, I have. Okay. It's just that I don't know how consistent I may be with a laptop. So that would be the literature review. I know if I didn't see anybody to borrow laptop from, I can use my phone to read more. But that's of using Python codes and following it up might require a laptop.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we can, yeah, that's fine. So whatever, however you guys want to do it. And if you think you have the resources to do it. Do you have like, how does it, I'm sorry that I'm not more knowledgeable about like the situation in schools there. Do you guys have like public libraries where you can access computers? Is that a thing that exists? Did I freeze or did someone else freeze?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, there exists, you know, the library has some computers, but they are not for this kind of thing. They are just like a repository.
Yeah.
You know, sort of. So you can't go there to run some of this stuff. But I think Chris will be able to figure out something. You know, we've always survived.
I think you can install Jupyter Lab.
Yeah, I mean, just making the slide
your mobile phone. I
just
think
requires like
okay.
just requires the computer, right? Like it doesn't require Jupyter, because this is just talking about how we reduce the data. It's not actually performing the data reduction. Right. Okay, well, maybe on Slack. Okay, how about this? On Slack, you choose the slide that you write the slide that you're going to be working on. Okay, and then we can, just the slide number. But this needs to be done as soon as possible.
Hello.
Sorry, are we to start from slide 1 to pick, or there is a particular slide we have to start from?
So the first 4 are already done. And slide 9, Nameka is going to work on. Slide 8, 6, 8, and 10, Peter is going to work on. And then we have slide 7 and 5 and 7 left. So
when is the deadline for to fill up the slides? What's the deadline?
the presentation's on Thursday next week.
Okay, so we should have everything up and running by Sunday.
Preferably maximum before Tuesday.
Okay, so let's set Sunday evening and upper limits.
Yeah.
maybe morning. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how internet is during the weekends, like if you guys are traveling to family or to wherever. So I'm going to like include Monday as a potential, just to give leniency to those people who like might not have internet access over the weekend. I don't know how that works. So let's say Monday.
Okay. No
That's good.
wahala.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
As, sorry, apologies for not being active for a while. Today I've been an observer, and it seems like what is being discussed is a little bit strange. I don't know. I don't know really where I can fit in because I've not been following up due to one thing or the other. Actually, a 3 student was assigned to me for their project supervision, so I have to focus more attention on them and make sure that they graduate on time, including on that workload. So that what made me not to be active for a while. So I don't know, I can't think where possible I can fit in based on this presentation.
Yeah, so yeah, for people who are kind of just joining in and are going to start working on this work in the future, the presentation, like we will start working on things after this presentation. So right now the presentation, it's just timely because it's the conference is next week. So this is just for the people who have been working on like these studies and writing the slides already. But yeah, you're welcome to like hang out and see what we're doing and kind of using this, what our next steps will be for the science project itself.
Okay.
Sorry, my data got exhausted. I just have to subscribe again immediately. I don't know if the work was finally later assigned or something.
If what?
I got, if the work, the slide were later assigned or something.
Yeah, we didn't really. So can you guys get together and work on this together? Is that possible? Or if you want to do specific slides, then we have still slide 7 and 5 open to do. So.
Okay, I think I suggest we all do it together because I think that is the core of the presentation. That is the scientific part. And with that, maybe if we all could go through it, just like we did a few months ago, the biasing and everything, the stacking.
Okay. Yeah, so organized amongst
We might
yourselves.
be able to come up with.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Okay, so with that, Peter, are you ready to show off your results?
Yes.
Okay, stop sharing. So feel free to share your screen whenever.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yep.
So can we see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Could see
All
your
right. So this is the Jupyter notebook that we use to work on the globular cluster data, and this is the G prime filter. So on this cell one, we're trying to like import the necessary libraries we need, and cell two, we are opening the first file to like inspect it, and we've made a plot of what we open in this place in cell two. This is a plot. This is what it looks like. Then 7 is showing the statistics. Then this is a histogram of it. Okay, now here we have different images, and we are stacking them together. Let me see if I can access the folder. Let me open the folder. Okay, so these are the images here from this place down to here. So we open them and we stack them together. So like this is the list. When after stacking them together, like combine them together, this is the print of the list of what we have, what I just showed in the folder. Then this is the histogram showing the stacked image. Like this is a plot of all the images combined together. So we called it assignment M3 G prime dot fit. And this is a plot of it. And from here, from the footprint, this 50 here is telling us the number of images that we combine together. There are about 50 of them. So this is a plot of the mosaic. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. And here we are like writing it out to the folder fit mosaic.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay. So this is it. This is the final plot of the stacked images. This one.
So you can see that it's a lot, like there's a lot more detail and stars in this one compared to like the first example.
Yeah.
Yes. So here is like this is the background in this image. So we got it out, and we will have to like subtract the background from the data. And when we've done that, this is it. So this is clearer. Like this image is clearer compared to this, because here we've removed the background. So here is where we did the source extraction, and the number of objects that we got here is 3,941. This is it. So I think that's too much I can remember now. But the HR diagram we plotted with using TopCat, I didn't save it. So since I've shut down my system and I think it's gone, so I'll have to replot that.
Okay, that's no problem. Yeah, I mean, the main point of the source extraction was to get the to detect all the objects and get their fluxes, right? So we got all the object fluxes and all of the positions as well of where those objects are and other things about them, like how big are their apertures, etc. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So to get the HR diagram, we do this for 3 different bands, right? Because an HR diagram is the color versus magnitude. And the color is defined as the difference in magnitude between 2 bands. So you can get the color that way. And then you should see like a pretty cool HR diagram. And when Peter plotted it, it showed all of the, Peter, maybe you can put up an example of an HR diagram to show off. And ours looked pretty similar to that.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good example.
So the plot we made looks something it's similar to this. So maybe next time we meet, I will share it.
Yeah, so you can see from the plot that you get different populations of stars. So you have the red giants, which have turned off the main sequence because they finished burning their hydrogen and now they're burning heavier elements. You have your horizontal branch as well. And between your horizontal branch and your red giants, that's usually where Cepheids and other variable stars lie, like Aurora Lyrae and stuff like that. So if you wanted to check for variable stars, so for people who are interested in variable stars, cough, cough, Ambrose, you can use Peter's HR diagram to choose the variable stars that are in that globular cluster. And then Peter, do you remember what the turnoff point tells us?
Yeah, it tells us the age of the cluster.
Yeah, exactly. So if there was no turnoff point, then you would have the main sequence extend up towards the left, right? And the stars that are up and to the left are the ones that are the biggest and the brightest if they're on the main sequence. So that's like blue stars, right? They burn fuel really fast and they're really energetic. So they run out of fuel first before the red stars run out of fuel. And that's why they turn off the main sequence. So depending on where that turnoff point is, tells us which stars have finished burning their hydrogen supply. Based on that information, we can figure out how long this globular cluster was in existence. Which is kind of cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so really cool stuff. So the next thing we're gonna do is like following this, we're gonna start plotting isochrones. So isochrones are simulated stellar tracks. So they tell you what color, based on some input theory, they tell you what the shape of the HR diagram should look like. And using that, we can fit those isochrones to our HR diagram and get all of the parameters of the stars of the cluster, including like the effective temperature conversion, so from color to temperature, the mass, the age, etc. So we'll get a more precise age using that, using isochrones. Yeah, so it's really cool stuff. So if people are interested in that, definitely feel free to join us working on this. Once we have enough people who are interested in the globular cluster stuff and attend regularly, I think it's a good idea to have group meetings where we'll have a meeting with all of the people who are in the group of the globular clusters, and we can discuss kind of roles for everybody in that group, so that you can show off weekly or bi-weekly, depending on the cadence that we set. So
Presentation is 19th, right?
the presentation is Thursday, so 16.
Yeah, yeah, that reminds me, Wanda.
Yep.
How have we succeeded in changing the time for the presentation, like on the schedule?
Yeah, we are changing the time. So we did write, you should be able to see here. Here, I can show you the email that we sent. So yeah, so the time is 12:30 in AM in Nigeria. So they just responded. So they haven't said anything about the time, but we're still working on trying to change that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, please, how many persons will be talking on that day? Like, will all of us talk?
No, I think so. Peter will present most of it, but Nameka will present so there's nothing listed there yet. But yeah, maybe like 2 more people can present different slides. Last year it was Idris and Nameka, I think. So yeah. And then following this, we'll be writing a paper on it. So that everyone's going to join on it.
Okay, so Peter, Nemeka, Idris, probably Kate.
Kate won't, and I don't think Idris isn't going to be presenting this one. Nameka, you're okay with presenting the asteroid stuff, right? Are you okay with that? Oh, just kidding. Hold on. We can figure out the presenters next week when we meet again to discuss the slides. Who wants to do the presentation?
It
Amanda,
depends on what.
I think we, first of all, let's just get
Yeah.
let's just get the presentation ready. The presenter, I don't think could be an issue because even until that of last year, we had people on standby just in case there was even a mix-up somehow.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. So
I
by
think
Tuesday,
right now,
by Monday, yeah, we should know. Let everybody just go through it and get acquainted with it. Anybody can be appointed to present.
yeah, I agree. Right now, the most important thing is getting this done, and then we can talk about how to present it. Okay, good. That's it. Any questions?
Yeah, I would like to. I don't know if the file for the image, the final start image of our globular cluster, if I could have access to it, so I'll just use it and compare other HR diagram and maybe just think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll send it to you. Maybe just send me your email on WhatsApp. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So, Chris and everyone else, if you're interested in joining this project, we should set up a time for meeting after this presentation stuff is done. So let's do that like the following week. So not next week, but the week after. Yeah.
Maybe just choose the time, but maybe you could just choose maybe something evening and you feel you are less busy. Fine, you just let us know. Maybe 8 p.m. It's fine.
Yeah, we have a schedule of people who like we meet with one-on-one. So just look at that. I think Katya sent it out a while ago, so I can try sending it out again. So just pick a time, preferably between 9 and 11 here, which is now with the time change, it's you guys are +7 from us. So I'm trying to have all of my meetings on Tuesdays because like when I have too many meetings every day, it's like difficult to do work. But let me look. So 1 second. So if you want at 9, 10, at 3 o'clock your time, we can meet on Tuesdays.
I
we
think
can
it
discuss
will be 4 p.m. now, right? Maybe with the time change, I believe.
Yeah, wait, so Peter, I have you at 9 my time, so that's 10, 11, 12, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 4 p.m. your time.
4
Yeah.
your time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you prefer 3? Like, do you prefer keeping 3?
No, 4 p.m. is okay for me. 4 p.m.
Okay, sounds good. Everyone else is also like bumped an hour, so let me know if that doesn't work for you. Let me try to
Please,
share.
what's the time scheduled for? I missed that part. What are we planning for?
Oh, this is just our individual weekly meetings, the one-on-ones
Oh,
on
okay,
Tuesday.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just like just keep in mind that right now we are it's an hour later for you guys. Well, it's an hour earlier for us. So if an hour later works for you, let me know. Just keep an eye on the calendar. Yeah, and please, if you guys can't make the meetings, but you're scheduled to meet with me, please let me know so that I can plan my work around it. I try to plan my work around your meetings, but sometimes when people don't attend, it's kind of like hard to recalibrate. So in general, the people who meet with me, please let me know in advance. That's it. And I'll reshare the calendar as well. So people who want to meet and aren't on the calendar, let me know. Pick a time slot that you're available on Tuesday, preferably. If not, it's okay if you can't do Tuesday, but yeah, and then we can go from there. But again, this is for like next week, like after this presentation. Right now, this presentation is our priority because it's coming up fast. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Okay, good work, everyone. Really cool results, Peter. And yeah, let's see what more science we can do.
Thank you. Thanks for helping us out.
Yeah, thanks for your work. It's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Amanda, why is Adam and the rest of them, Katya?
Katya's at a conference and Adam is picking up someone from the airport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right, send out regards to all of them.
yeah, I didn't want to cancel today because it's right before the week before presentation. So that's why it's just
Okay.
me.
That's awesome. Well done.
Yeah, all right. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. And yeah, if you have any questions, just as always, we're on Slack, so or on WhatsApp, so send them out.
Okay, no wahala.